These young chimpanzees are survivors. Each of them began its ordeal deep in an African forest when its mother was shot and killed. Then it was sold, like so many others, from one dealer to another, packed in a crate without food or water, then somehow rescued and brought here. Sweetwater's Chimpanzee Sanctuary in Kenya is a privately run rescue center that cares for dozens of chimpanzees. These are just a tiny fraction of the orphans resulting from an onslaught of hunting in Central Africa. In January last year, these baby chimpanzees were confiscated at Nairobi's airport. 6 of them, together with 4 monkeys, were packed in this crate.
And they had probably already been traveling 5-6 days, and then I said they were stuck in Nairobi airport for another 2 days.
One of them quickly died, but the others were brought here to Sweetwater's and nursed back to health. When they learned about this case, 2 freelance investigators in Kenya decided to find out what was behind it. After months of interviews, research, and traveling through Africa and the Middle East, they've uncovered a smuggling network running from Cameroon and Nigeria to Cairo, a black market supplying baby chimpanzees and gorillas to buyers in Egypt and other Middle Eastern countries. The buyers are wealthy and influential, and they want these animals for their private collections or as tourist attractions in their hotels or restaurants.
There's clearly very different standards here in Egypt applied to somebody very rich who supposedly has contacts to the president himself. That you can pretty much do anything and you can have any animals, you will get your permit somehow.
But most of these young apes are destined for short and miserable lives in deplorable conditions, usually in solitary confinement, some of them used for medical research. All chimpanzees and gorillas are supposed to be protected as endangered species. 165 nations, including Egypt, are bound by an international agreement banning all commercial trade in endangered animals. But these investigators say authorities in Egypt are not only aware of this black market trade, they know the woman who's the alleged mastermind behind it.
What can be changed and be done to stop this once and for all.
And we've been able to find documentation going back at least 27 years proving that this woman has smuggled hundreds of chimpanzees and dozens of gorillas from Nigeria to Cairo. Every government knows who she is. She's been reported. There's never been a single fine or investigation.
And when smuggled apes are sometimes confiscated at Cairo's airport, they're taken to what Egyptian authorities refer to as rescue centers, the same private zoos and collectors that are supplied by the smugglers. Most of these apes are apparently coming from Cameroon, a country that still has wild populations of chimpanzees and gorillas, but where commercial hunting is now killing thousands each year. In the big cities of Central and West Africa, there's growing demand for bushmeat from wild animals. It's desired as a delicacy, and the meat of chimpanzees and gorillas is especially prized. Infant apes are frequently shot and killed with their mothers, but survivors are often captured by hunters and sold to dealers. These investigators say this black market trade in baby apes is now a major force driving the hunting of these endangered animals. They claim African and Middle Eastern governments, airlines, and international law enforcement authorities are failing in their responsibilities to bring wildlife traffickers to justice and to save Africa's great apes from extinction in the wild. For Assignment Earth, I'm Gary Stryker.